Well, we got a new radio on the bench today. It's a Zenith. It's a nice looking radio if it was in better shape. It's a cool looking radio. It's missing an important piece, the cover that goes over this to make the adjustments for your presets. It has the Zenith, I think it says Zenith on it, and it just pops in here. It's missing. The buttons work very nice on this. I was playing with it earlier. They seem to move a little bit. This might be loose in there, I'm not sure. I am kind of seeing the dial move a little bit too, but not very much. So that's 4 presets, and I believe that is manual. The on-off switch sounds good. This is your band switch between broadcast and I believe it's shortwave. And then this is your tuning. When I first got this, it was working, and I moved it a little bit. Now it seems really loose in there. I'm not sure what's going on. If the dial, if the dial cord broke or what happened, I'm not sure. This has quite a bit of damage on the top. Yeah, you can see it there. The veneer is missing off of it. So you can section it in, but it's kind of damaged here on the front, and it's got big scratches in it. It might be best just to strip this off and make a new piece for the top of this, but I really don't have a place to do any woodworking where I'm at right now, so this is going to have to wait. There's damage here to the grill. It looks like somebody's tried to repair it and they didn't get it all the way back into place, or not quite sure what the deal is, why that would have a huge gap like that. I think that broke off and somebody didn't glue it back into the right place. The rest of the case is very scratched, and the finish is really just coming off of it, really, to be honest with you. The finish is just not there. This is going to need a complete rehab and some serious woodworking too. Maybe we could find another cabinet that doesn't have the radio in it, maybe. And I believe it is missing the back. I think there is another back to this that went in where these 4 screws are. The screws are here, but the back is missing. So, and it looks like it's got a replacement cord on it. So somebody's worked on it. And I was looking in the schematic and I seen something very strange. I downloaded it off the Radio Museum. It shows the shortwave antenna in AC cord connected to wave magnet. So I'm not really sure, since this is a replacement cord, what the deal is with that. You can see this thing it's got some spiders living in it. Yeah, spideys are there, but it looks as though all of the tubes are in it. And I know they call this the wave magnet. It's got a coil of wire around the outside. I see a coil of wire right here, and then you've got this. So, Zenith. This is still in pretty good shape here. The antenna part, and then your external A, C, and G. So whatever that means. Yeah, there's a lot of cobwebs in there, a lot of spider webs inside this. I'm seeing dead animal carcasses in there too. This ought to be interesting. I wonder what holds this in there. On the bottom, let's see what holds it. Oh yeah, the model number's on the bottom. Forgot to mention that. It is a Zenith 6S. Yeah, 6S 527. 40 watts. So is that felt? Yeah. A little felt underneath these too. Looks like just 2 screws holding it in. And do these have no set screws? So I should be able to pull the knobs off, and everything else, the whole chassis should slide out. Are those nuts? Or are they screws? They're screws to made to look like a nut. We'll get one out here. Get your peepers on it here in a second. Jeez, long screw. See how that made that to look like a nut in a washer? That's pretty cool. I always like to put the parts in a bag. Now this one I'm not going to. I might get it started before I... Alright, so I got it started. Now this is the important part if these things come off very easy. Wow, it just slid right off. Just slid right off. Right, came right off. Came right off. I like that. Woohoo! Didn't break them. These are pretty interesting. They've got the Zenith Z on them. Z. They're pretty interesting knobs. I don't know what color they're supposed to be, but they're matching those, you know, and they do look faded, but I don't know if they were bright white when they were new. I don't know. Into the bag they go. And we'll see about... Oh, sorry. I'm just reaching underneath the cabinet now, right now. Trying to take the screws loose. Yeah. Got it. Another one. So it looks as though it has the original screws with it. And I don't know how people do that. They take something like this apart and they're not able to put the original screws back in it and get them all mixed up. I've never really understood that. Now this should come out of here. Yep, sliding right out. Thank God we don't have really poisonous spiders here. I don't want to screw that up. Just looking here where I can grab it. It looks like there's a transformer there that's generally really solid to the chassis, so yeah, there we go. We'll get this big dirty pig out of the way right now. Well, the grill cloth is still in good shape in here, so we may have to get a new dial lens, but it's that molded plastic, so I'm sure somebody's repopping it. It's a Zenith. We'll put this down in my little hidey hole down here under the workbench. Well, let's get a look at this. Dial cord action here. Huh, I wonder if the spring's just... Well, there's a felt on the inside on the tuning dial. You'd think that would be on the outside. Yeah, this thing's been in the moisture, it looks like. It's been stored in a really damp location. The dial face has got some rusty crusty going on there. I don't know, is that supposed to be like that? Maybe it is. Oh, I don't like that. Something's going on there. Maybe it's supposed to have that gold. Let's take a step closer. Let's see if we can't see what holds that speaker on there and why is it moving around. I'm just trying to get my people. Whoa! Almost put my fingers through that. Almost put my fingers right through that speaker. Oh, I gotta be careful. You gotta be more careful than that. It's not dragging or anything, so this is in condition. I've been getting lucky lately with these radios having good speakers in them. This felt right here is in very good shape. It's just not in the right spot. I think somebody may have replaced this. I wonder if somebody's been in this before. Let's tip it up on its side. We'll put the heavy side down. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay, it looks like it's screwed in from the bottom and the screws are loose. Huh, that's not a good sign. And it does look like an electromagnetic speaker too. Maybe not. So it looks like a permanent magnet speaker. You just got your output transformer. Now this is all loose up here too, I noticed. Of course, I'd be doing something that you can't see. This seems to be loose as well. And it looks like it's held on by 2 screws on either end of this to tighten it down. That does not look like original wire to me. Oh, you can't see it. The wire to the light. See, it's cloth. It just doesn't look. Oh no, it's rubber. It's the old. Oh, it's brittle too. So it looks like we're going to be doing some rewiring. There's cloth here though, but this seems pliable still. I'm not. I think this has been replaced, but this hasn't. I'll have to tighten up the screws to that speaker. And there's a lot of tubes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tubes in this. Yeah, it makes sense. You know, you got your shortwave. So let's take a look at the bottom. Oh yeah. Well, that looks like all original. That does look all original. It's amazing something like this hasn't been, you know, components changed on the bottom side. And I'm not sure what year this radio is. Volume number 12, and I'm assuming this is a pre-war radio, or maybe during the war. I don't know. I could find out real quick. So that dial cord does not look right to me. It looks like a piece of string. It just looks like a piece of string. Yeah, it's loose as a goose. We're gonna have to get some dial cord. I don't have any. And I'm not really a big fan of doing dial cords. And this one looks like a pain in the butt. It's all buried. Well, it is what it is. There's your band switch. Oh yeah, a little dead spider carcass too. It's nice of him to join us. Band switch. I know this was really hard to turn even with the knob on it. On off at volume. Looks like adjustable capacitor. Looks like a couple of adjustable capacitors here, accessible from the front. Adjustable something here. That's where our dial cord comes in. Turn it so I can see it too. Electrolytic can. Looks like 3 section or 2 section? 2 section. It's gonna be hard to fit electrolytics in this. We's a figuring it out. I guess we could do some resistance checks. What is this conglomeration here? Never seen that before. So most of the wiring in this is cloth, but then we have some of the old really crappy wiring here, the stuff with the rubber coming off of it here too. And I'm where's our IF cans? Where's the IF can? Yeah, the IF can's got that old brittle wiring on it, and it looks like there's coils of of wire around some of this stuff. Yeah, I was really hoping this wouldn't have that blue crap in it, this old crappy wiring. Some of it's cloth and some of it's not. So it looks like mainly the cloth is in the transformer. With the condition of the case on this radio, there's a lot of work to do this. All of this is going to have to be stripped out of here to get down to these wires, where these wires are falling apart. I mean, they're stiff as a board now. When we get in here and start working around, we're going to be flaking that Romex off of them, whatever you want to call this. The insulation is going to be falling off of it. And it looks like it goes up inside the frickin' IF can too. Yep. That rubber wire goes up inside that IF can. Well, is that a cut wire? Sure is. Huh. I wonder where that used to go. I'll have to look on the schematic. Should we power it up? We have the dim bulb tester in a Variac. I'm sure it's not going to work right, but it doesn't have a field coil speaker. My other fear is the transformer. If those electrolytics are shorted, we could screw up that transformer. Let's put this guy back on here. I say why not. Well, my older brother used to tell me when we'd go sledding and be standing at the top of the hill or anything, standing on the bridge waiting to jump off into the river, anything stupid we knew we were going to get hurt, he would always say, no balls, no glory. Well, whoever replaced this cable, it was quite a while ago. It's non-polarized, so it was quite some time ago that this got replaced. There's a bare wire right there. I got to be careful with this. I'm not going to get bit. I'll be right back. All this old tube test equipment, I got a power strip that powers everything, so when I'm not using it, it is turned off. It is turned off if I'm not using it. So I think you can see. I wonder if I could bring that over just a little bit more. I'm wondering if you can see those numbers on that. Let's turn this. We want this on one bulb, and we want the bulbs on. Okay, it's not on. Let's see where our amp draw is now. Okay, let's get her up to about 60 volts. Well, let's sit here for a second. Can you read that? We have a really good sign. The light bulbs are coming on. What do I do with my little screwdriver? Not sure if you can see that. Let's bring her up to about 80. And we'll turn the lights off. The one bulb is barely glowing over there. That's not very bright at all. It shows up way brighter in the camera. It said 40 watts on the bottom of that case. Let's make sure we're on broadcast. Okay, we're on broadcast. We're on manual. I hear it. I hear static. Let's see, where's broadcast? So right around 710 is about the strongest talk radio or talk sports. You can hear the electrolytic hum. It's 20 watts, I think. Wow. Okay, let's turn this down a little bit. Let's put it on 2 bulbs. That should give us some extra amperage here. So there's 100 volts. Yeah, so electrolytics are really going at it. We're just drawing 22. There. It started receiving. It works.
How about that big time open? What do you mean no cats? Never had the Coastal Carolina head coach many years ago. Oh, Coastal Carolina. I guess you can get away with being that eccentric when you're coaching Coastal Carolina. It'll live somewhere as opposed to, Urban Meyer coaching or Nick Saban or something like that. Okay.
There's no volume control.
The debut of our segment as we go through and look at the free agents out. Seahawks might have some level of interest. And we'll highlight some names. Now we're going to start with what we feel in Russell Fields, more importantly, is the most pressing need.
No volume control.
The offensive line.
Well, that's all that matters is that it works right now. Turn that back down before I forget. And turn that back to 1 bulb. Is it worth changing all those wires? I've got a lot of radios to look at and work on, but this particular radio was, a friend of mine went to a yard sale and seen it and bought it, and then called me after they bought it. Hey, I got you a radio. It was only 20 bucks. So that's the way it goes, isn't it? Sometimes I'm okay with it. It's a nice, I like the radio itself. I just wish the case was in better shape. Maybe I can find another case. I might go on eBay and see what's on eBay. See if I can find something. I've never bought a radio from eBay. And I see there's screw holes, bosses in the front here. I think the ones we took out were on the sides. Were in these bosses here on the side. I don't know if you can really see it. Yeah, this boss right here. So I'm going to go ahead and unplug that damn thing. It doesn't need to be plugged in. So our little spider buddy's still hanging out with us. What's left of his carcass. Yeah, spiders are interesting. They're like snakes. They shed their outer skin, their shell. Crabs do that too, I believe. I believe they molt like a bird. So all the tubes are working. If it's receiving, all the tubes are working. Now, by touching this up here, I'm wondering if there's a short or something going on up here, if all this needs to be cleaned. Because it wasn't receiving until I touched that. And then why would it not have volume control? Why would the volume not be working? Let's sit down here with the radio or with the schematic and see where our volume control is. I'm assuming this is our volume control right here. I'm pretty sure that's the volume control coming off of the screen, or the grid, or whatever you want to call that. So we counted 6 tubes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, yep. And the way they're laid out here looks familiar. 2 on the side. Yep. Alright, so I think we'll go for now. It's a pretty interesting radio. It should be fun to work on. I'm very impressed that this speaker is not messed up. I'm upset there's no volume control. But hey, you can't get everything you want in life. Thanks for watching.